Listen to me, my child, because I am not speaking to you by accident. There is a reason your heart is restless, there is a reason this person's face is not leaving your mind, there is a reason their name keeps returning to your thoughts even when you tell yourself you are done. Heaven has seen the way you question, the way you ask, why did I meet this person? Why did God put me in their path? Why did life push us together like this? And today I am answering you. Archangel Michael is standing near you as this message reaches you, and he is saying in a voice that shakes the unseen realms, this is the shocking reason why God put you in this person's path. You need to know. You are not here by mistake. Don't try to skip the truth. You have cried over this connection. You have smiled because of it. You have wondered if it was a blessing or a curse, a gift or a trap. You have told yourself to move on, and yet something in your spirit keeps calling you back to the lesson that has not yet been fully understood. Heaven has watched every tear, every sleepless night, every moment you were replaying old conversations and imagining different endings. You have said that you are tired of patterns that repeat, tired of feeling like you are always the one who loves more, gives more, forgives more, and tries more. And God says, I know. I have not been silent out of neglect, I have been silent to let the truth ripen. So that when I reveal it, you will be ready to receive it. Archangel Michael leans close to you in the spirit and he says, you think this person came to simply love you or simply hurt you, but there is something deeper. Their presence in your path is a mirror, a key, a test, a protection, and a doorway all at once. You were not just meant to cross their path, you were meant to be transformed through what they awakened in you. You see, my child, I do not waste people, I do not waste encounters, I do not waste pain. Every face you meet has a purpose, but some people carry an assignment so heavy that your whole life shifts because of them. This person is one of those. The shocking reason I placed you in this person's path is this: I needed to rescue you from a version of yourself that would have destroyed your destiny. There was a part of you that still believed you had to beg to be loved, that you had to shrink to be accepted, that you had to remain silent to keep the peace. You were still ready to lower your standards so that others would not leave. You were still willing to ignore your discernment so that you did not feel alone. You were still prepared to carry everyone's burden while ignoring your own brokenness. This person stepped into your life like a storm to show you how much you matter, even if they themselves did not always treat you like you did. I saw that your heart would not change just because of words, it needed a living, breathing experience that would shake you awake. So I sent someone whose behavior, choices, and presence would expose the lies you still secretly believed about yourself. I let them stir your deepest desires so you would finally see what you actually long for, not the small version you were forcing yourself to accept. I let them touch your wounds so that what was infected could finally be cleaned out. I let them pull you into a story that would reveal where your boundaries were weak, where your self-love was fragile, and where your faith in me needed to deepen. Archangel Michael says, "Child of God, you wanted answers, but God wanted transformation. That is why you met this person." You see, transformation is rarely gentle. It is often shocking, uncomfortable, and messy. You expected an easy friendship, a stable partnership, a simple acquaintance, but instead you found yourself in a battlefield of emotions, hopes, fears, and unspoken expectations. Do not think for a moment that heaven was absent in those moments. Angels surrounded you when your heart broke. They stood guard when you doubted your worth. They shielded you from attacks you never saw, from words that were never spoken but were meant to harm you, from traps that were quietly being plotted behind smiles. The shocking reason I put you in this person's path is also because they needed you as much as you think you needed them. Even if their ego will never admit it aloud, their spirit knows who you are. You carry a light that their darkness recognized. You carry a compassion that their wounds recognized. You carry a courage that their fear recognized. This person saw in you something rare, something pure, something strong. That is why they could not ignore you. That is why they kept coming back. That is why even in distance there is still a strange pull between you. You are a signpost in their life. You are proof that a different kind of love, a different kind of integrity, a different kind of future is possible. They may have mishandled you. They may have doubted you. They may have betrayed you, ghosted you, lied to you, or failed to show up in the way you deserved. But do not be deceived. Heaven has recorded every moment they recognized your value and chose their fear anyway. Heaven has seen every time they felt the pull toward growth and chose comfort instead. Heaven has not ignored the times they knew they were wrong and still refused to apologize. This is not just about punishment, it is about accountability. When I place my child in someone's path as a blessing, that person is held accountable for how they handle that gift. Archangel Michael says, "What you do not know is that your presence in their life triggered a war inside them. You awakened memories they had buried. You stirred dreams they had abandoned. You confronted them without even trying, simply by being who you are. Your honesty exposed their games. Your sincerity exposed their manipulations. Your loyalty exposed their inconsistency. In the quiet of the night, they fought with themselves about you. Part of them wanted to run deeper into your arms, and another part wanted to run away because your love demanded they become better, more honest, more responsible, more present. You touched the part of them that still wanted to change, and at the same time, you threatened the part of them that wanted to stay the same. That is why their behavior was so confusing. That is why their actions and words did not always match. That is why they could be so warm and then so cold. You wonder if you imagined their care, but you did not. They felt it. They felt more than they showed. But they also felt fear, fear of failing you, fear of being truly seen, fear of losing control. Their fear is not your responsibility to fix. Your presence was never meant to be a bandage for their buried wounds. It was meant to be a mirror that showed them there is more to life than the patterns they are trapped in. Some embrace the mirror and heal. Others shatter the mirror to avoid facing the truth. If they tried to shatter you, it is only because they were trying to destroy the reflection they did not want to face. God says, "My child, you have been blaming yourself far too long. You have told yourself that if you were better, prettier, stronger, richer, more patient, less emotional, less demanding, less sensitive, then they would have stayed or treated you differently." Stop. Stop accusing the masterpiece I crafted. Stop rewriting the story as if you were the only one who had to change. Yes, there were lessons for you. Yes, there were things you needed to grow in: boundaries, patience, clarity, communication, self-respect. And you are growing. But do not carry the weight of two hearts on your shoulders. I did not ask you to be their savior. I asked you to be their sign. The shocking reason I placed you in their path is that you are a turning point in their timeline. Long before you met, there were chains on their life, habits, traumas, generational patterns, lies they believed about themselves. Your words, your presence, your love, even your absence now, are all part of the pressure pushing them toward a choice. They can either run back to what is familiar and empty, or they can finally step into healing and honesty. The outcome is ultimately their decision, but you, my child, were the divine interruption. You were the enough is enough moment their spirit needed to experience, even if their mind has not admitted it yet. Archangel Michael says, "Do not underestimate what your love did, even if you did not see the fruit." Love like yours places seeds deep in the soul. It may look like nothing is growing, but heaven sees the roots forming. This person will never be the same after encountering you. Even if they walk away, even if time passes, even if distance grows, they will always remember the way you made them feel: seen, challenged, valued, confronted, and called higher. You are not easily forgotten. And if you have wondered why you cannot easily forget them, it is because there were spiritual contracts, lessons, and assignments that tied your paths together for a season. Here is another shocking part of the truth. I also put this person in your path to reveal which voices you were still listening to. When they treated you as if you were ordinary, you discovered how loudly you still listened to rejection. When they put others before you, you discovered how deeply you still believed you were not enough. When they dragged their feet instead of choosing you, you discovered how ready you were to sit in the waiting room of someone else's indecision. These discoveries were painful, but they were necessary. If I had not used this person to expose these wounds, you might have carried them into your next season, into your calling, into your purpose, into the relationships that are truly meant for you. This is why it hurts so much, because they touched not just your heart but your history, your identity, your self-worth. They did not always realize the depth of what they were stirring. You were not overreacting, you were reacting from scars that were reopened. Do not let shame silence you. Instead, let this entire experience become your awakening. Let it teach you that you deserve clarity, that you deserve reciprocity, that you deserve partnership that does not confuse your soul. Let it show you that you are not hard to love, you are simply not meant to be loved halfway. God says, I am using this story to rewrite your definition of love. For too long, you called chaos passion, inconsistency excitement, and anxiety chemistry. You believed that love must be dramatic to be real, that you must suffer to prove your devotion, that you must accept emotional crumbs and call it a feast because you are afraid the table will be empty otherwise. But I am your God. I do not want you starved. I do not want you begging for attention. I do not want you living on maybe and almost and someday. I want you settled in a love that reflects my heart for you, steady, honest, safe, joyful, and growing. Archangel Michael stands guard over your heart as I speak this. You are not losing in this situation. You are not the abandoned one, even if they walked away. You are not the unchosen one, even if they chose someone or something else over you. You are my chosen one. I chose you before you were formed. I chose you before they ever saw your face. I chose you before they ever learned your name. Their inability to see your full worth does not decrease it. Their confusion does not change my clarity. Their silence does not cancel my promises. You think the story is over because conversations have ended, because messages have stopped, because distance has grown. But heaven sees beyond what you see. Whether this person returns transformed or remains only a chapter in your growth, the story I am writing for you is not finished. I am turning this pain into wisdom. I am turning this confusion into discernment. I am turning these tears into a river that will water the garden of your next season. Nothing is wasted. Not a single moment. The shocking reason I put you in their path is also this: I needed you to discover how powerful your love actually is. You have spent a long time believing that you are too much or not enough. But look at what your presence has done in this person's life. Look at how much it shook them. Look at how deeply it reached into them. Look at how much it made them question their own path. That is not weakness, that is spiritual weight. You carry weight in the spirit. When you walk into someone's life, atmospheres shift. Patterns get exposed. Hidden things come to the surface. That is not something to be ashamed of. That is evidence of the calling on your life. Archangel Michael declares over you, you are not a random passerby. You are a divine encounter. This is why some people are drawn to you and then suddenly afraid. This is why some cannot stay consistent around you. Your presence demands truth. It demands growth. It demands integrity. Those who are ready for that will walk with you. Those who are not will blame you, label you, or leave you. Do not chase the ones who run from the very healing they once begged God for. You were the answer to someone's prayer, and they still walked away. That is not your failure, that is their fear. God says, I am proud of you for how you loved. You are not perfect, but you loved with sincerity. You may have overgave at times, but you gave from a genuine heart. You tried to show up. You tried to understand. You tried to forgive. You tried to see the best in them. Heaven does not mock you for that. Heaven honors it. Your love has been seen, measured, and recorded. And you will not sow this deeply and reap emptiness. I will repay you with relationships that do not take you for granted, with connections that do not drain you, with people who pray for you, protect you, and grow with you. I am not taking away, I am making room. The shocking reason I put you in their path is also connected to your calling beyond romance, beyond friendship, beyond any single relationship. I am training you to lead, to counsel, to comfort, to speak life into others. You will meet many people in the future who are trapped in cycles similar to this one. They will sit across from you and tell you stories that sound like your past. And you will not just give them advice from theory, you will speak from experience, from a heart that has been broken and healed. From a soul that has walked through confusion and come out with clarity. You will help them break chains because you allowed me to break yours. Archangel Michael says, your story is becoming a weapon against darkness. The enemy thought that if he used this connection to break you, you would become bitter, closed, and hopeless. But instead, you are becoming wiser, deeper, stronger, and more compassionate. You are learning to discern red flags earlier. You are learning to ask me first before you give your heart away. You are learning to trust my timing instead of forcing your own. You are learning to love yourself as much as you love others. This is spiritual warfare, and you are winning. Now listen carefully, my child. Do not idolize this person. Do not make them the center of your universe. Do not wait at the door of their indecision as if your life depends on it. Your life rests in my hands, not theirs. Respect the impact they had on you, acknowledge the lessons, honor the truth of your feelings, but keep me at the center. If I decide that their path will cross yours again, it will be in a way that honors your growth and my glory. If I decide that they must remain behind you, I will heal your heart so fully that you will be able to bless them from afar and keep moving forward without chains. The shocking reason I put you in their path is not to torment you with what-ifs, but to free you from illusions. You needed to see that the fantasy in your mind and the reality in front of you were not the same. You needed to learn that love is not just strong feelings, it is consistent actions. You needed to understand that you cannot convince someone to be ready, loyal, or honest. Readiness is a choice. Loyalty is a choice. Honesty is a choice. You gave them an opportunity to choose these things. If they didn't, that is on them, not on you. God says, do not romanticize the pain. Do not replay the moments that feed your longing while ignoring the moments that showed you their limitations. See the whole picture. See the nights you cried. See the questions that were never answered. See the ways you had to guess how they felt. See the times you felt alone even while they were present. See the mixed signals, the back and forth, the uncertainty. Do not call that destiny if it is actually a lesson. I love you too much to let you settle for confusion forever. Archangel Michael is standing at the gate of your next season, sword drawn, ready to cut away what cannot go with you. He says, this chapter is holy. Do not rush it, but do not chain yourself to it. Let yourself grieve. Let yourself feel. Let yourself release. Cry if you must. Write if you must. Sit in silence if you must. But know that while you are processing, heaven is working. You are not alone with your thoughts. Angels are ministering to you, strengthening you, guiding you, making sure that what is meant for you is not lost. The shocking reason I put you in this person's path is that I trust you. I trusted you to show them a glimpse of my love. I trusted you to handle the emotional intensity and still choose kindness. I trusted you to learn, even through mistakes, and to come back to me. I trusted you to let this experience shape you but not define you. That is what you are doing right now, even as you read this. You are returning to me, asking for understanding, asking for healing, asking for direction. And I am giving it, so here is what I want you to do, my child. Release the need to know every tiny detail of why they did what they did. Their motives, their fears, their hidden battles, their secret conversations with themselves. I see all of it, but you do not need to. What you need to know is what I am telling you now. You were a divine interruption in their life. They were a divine mirror in yours. You are not cursed. You are not forgotten. You are not punished. You are being refined. Lift your head. Place your hand over your heart and remember this. I chose you. I am still choosing you. The story I am writing for you is bigger than any single heartbreak, any single disappointment, any single person. There are friendships ahead that will feel like home. There is a love ahead that will not make you question your worth. There is a future ahead where you will look back on this and say, now I see why it had to happen. Now I see why God put me in their path. It hurt, but it healed me. Archangel Michael whispers to your spirit, you are protected. You are guided. You are not late. You are exactly where you need to be for God to turn this page. Do not try to skip your own growth. Do not try to skip the process that turns heartbreak into wisdom. Do not try to skip the inner work that prepares you for the blessings you have prayed for. Stay with me, walk with me, trust me. God says, this message is for you. I wrote it with your name on it. I saw your tears when no one else did. I saw your confusion when no one could answer you. I heard your questions when you thought heaven was silent. I was never ignoring you, I was preparing this moment, this clarity, this comfort. Take it into your heart. Breathe. Let the weight lift from your shoulders. And know this, the shocking reason I put you in this person's path was never to destroy you. It was to awaken you, to protect you, to grow you, and to guide you closer to the life, the love, and the destiny I always intended for you. Do not try to skip what I am doing in you now. Stay, listen, heal, and move forward with me. I see you reading this, child, and I know the questions that sit quietly in your heart. You have been asking why I allowed certain people to enter your life. Why I placed you on a path that sometimes feels confusing, painful, or too heavy to carry. You look at this one particular person and you wonder, why did God put me here? Why did our paths cross like this? And now I am telling you gently, through this message, that it was never by accident. I have a reason that reaches deeper than your memories, deeper than your wounds, deeper than your fears. Archangel Michael is standing beside you even now in spirit, whispering courage into your soul, and he is saying, listen with your heart, because this is the shocking reason you need to know. You have walked through seasons where you thought you were forgotten, unnoticed, and overlooked. But I have watched every step. I placed this person in your path not to destroy you, but to reveal you, to reveal your own strength, your own worth, and your own calling. Some connections are sent to bless, some to test, some to mirror back what you cannot see in yourself, and some to unlock doors that would remain closed without them. This one connection carries layers you have not fully understood, but I have always seen the full picture. You have asked me, God, why did I meet this person? Why could I not just live without this storm, without this confusion? And I answer you now, because I am more interested in your transformation than in your temporary comfort. This person became a tool in my hand, even without fully knowing it. Through them, I showed you the parts of your heart you needed to heal. Through them, I exposed lies you believed about yourself. Through them, I pulled you out of smallness and forced you to confront your own value. The way they spoke to you, the way they treated you, the way they either lifted you or broke you, all of it became material I used to shape you into who you are becoming. There were moments you cried because of them, and you thought, if God loved me, he would not let me hurt like this. But I want you to hear me clearly. I did not send pain to love you less, I stayed with you in the pain to love you through it. There is a difference. I never took my eyes off you. Even when you wiped your own tears at night and thought no one saw. I was there, counting every tear, holding every sigh, recording every silent prayer that you didn't even have words to express. I knew that in the middle of this connection, something inside you was awakening, something that could not be awakened in a place of ease. You may think this person is the story, but in truth, you are the story I am writing. They are a chapter, not the entire book. I put you in their path to bring certain truths to the surface. Some of those truths are about them, and some are about you. Through their presence, I allowed masks to fall. You saw their intentions, their weaknesses, their struggles, and sometimes their shadows. But at the same time, you saw your own desire for love, your fear of rejection, your tendency to give too much or too little, and your habit of ignoring the voice inside you that quietly says, "You deserve better than this." This is part of the reason I permitted this bond, so you could no longer hide from your own heart. Archangel Michael is saying, you were not sent into their life to be used, but to be a light, even when they did not know how to hold that light. Some people I place in your path are spiritually immature, emotionally broken, or deeply wounded themselves. They may not know how to love you correctly, but they become a mirror of what happens when wounded people meet a chosen soul. Their inability to treat you as you deserve is not proof that you are unworthy, it is proof that they are not yet healed enough to handle the depth of who you are. You needed to see this clearly, so that you would stop reducing yourself to fit into places that cannot hold your fullness. You blamed yourself for their behavior, thinking, if I were more, or less, or different, they would love me the way I need. But I was whispering to you all along, you are not the problem. My child, you are an answer wrapped in human form. I placed you in their path to show them what love, patience, kindness, and grace look like, even if they did not appreciate it fully. At the same time, I allowed their actions to show you what you must never again tolerate in silence. You are learning to set boundaries, to recognize red flags, to honor your emotions, and to walk away when necessary. This is part of your growth. Do not think that this connection was wasted just because it did not look the way you dreamed. Even if it ended in distance, misunderstanding, or pain, I am still using it. I am the God who recycles every tear and turns it into wisdom. I am the one who takes what was meant to break you and transforms it into the very thing that builds you. Where you see regret, I see revelation. Where you see humiliation, I see the beginning of your elevation. Where you see loss, I see the clearing of space for better things to come. This person may have been a gateway. Through them, you learned new skills, stepped into new circles, discovered hidden talents, or found the courage to take risks you would never have taken before. Perhaps they spoke words that awakened a dream you buried long ago. Perhaps they challenged you to think bigger, to move differently, to believe that more was possible for your life. Even if they later disappointed you, those seeds are still inside you. They cannot be taken back. What I awakened in you through them will remain long after their presence has faded from your daily life. And yes, for some of you, this person was placed in your path to protect you, by exposing what was hidden. They made promises they couldn't keep. They showed loyalty they couldn't maintain, and they revealed intentions they couldn't disguise forever. When the mask slipped, it hurt, but it also freed you. You prayed for clarity, and I answered by revealing their true nature. That revelation was not cruelty, it was mercy. My mercy often looks like truth that you didn't want to see, but desperately needed. Archangel Michael is saying, you asked for a sign, and God gave you a person. A person who illuminated what you must heal, what you must leave, what you must pursue, and what you must refuse. The shock is not only who they were, but who you are becoming because of everything that unfolded. You are stronger now. You are wiser now. You have a sharper discernment now. You can feel when energy is wrong, when words don't match actions, when love is not safe, when promises are empty. This is not paranoia, this is discernment born from experience and guided by my spirit. Understand this. I did not send you into their life so they could define you. I sent you so that you could finally recognize who you have always been in me. The way they treated you does not change your identity. Their inability to see your worth does not cancel your value. Their confusion, their fear, their immaturity are not reflections of your destiny. You are still chosen. You are still called. You are still destined for more than the smallness you were trying to squeeze yourself into just to be accepted. There is also a softer side to this story. For some, this person was, or still is, a profound blessing. They appeared in a season when you were tired, discouraged, or close to giving up. They spoke life into you. They believed in you when you did not believe in yourself. They treated you with a gentleness that felt new, a kindness that felt like water to your dry soul. If that is your story, hear this. I put you in their path because I wanted you to taste what my love feels like when it flows through a human vessel. I wanted you to know that you are not destined for abuse, neglect, and abandonment only. I wanted you to experience support, encouragement, and genuine care so you would never again settle for less. Sometimes, I bring someone into your life to show you the standard. They might not stay forever, but they leave a blueprint in your spirit of what healthy love, kindness, or friendship can look like. Do not idolize them, but do honor the lesson. You now know that it is possible to be spoken to with respect, to be held in prayer, to be cherished without manipulation, to be cared for without an agenda. This is a taste of how I see you every moment. I use them to help you see yourself with softer eyes. This is also the shocking reason I put you in their path. You are part of their awakening too. You might not realize it, but your presence has left an imprint on their life. Your words, your kindness, your resilience, your way of forgiving, your way of rising after every blow, they have seen this, even if they acted like they did not care. You have shown them a level of love that will echo in them long after you are gone. You may never hear the full story, but you planted seeds in them. Seeds of conscience, seeds of conviction, seeds of a new way of living. I will water those seeds in my time. Archangel Michael is saying, you were never just random in their story. Heaven knew your name long before they learned it. Your meeting was allowed under my supervision. The timing, the way it happened, the conversations, the unexpected turns, none of it surprised me. I used it all. Even the parts that look messy from your perspective still fit into a greater design I am weaving for your good. I am not limited by their choices. I can reroute, restore, and redeem whatever was mishandled. You feel like you lost yourself a little in this connection. You gave so much, cared so deeply, held on so tightly. But listen, you did not lose yourself, you discovered how much your heart can hold. Now I am teaching you how to direct that same love inward, to care for yourself as tenderly as you cared for them. You are learning to choose yourself without guilt, to step back without feeling like a failure, to guard your peace without apologizing. This is part of why I let things unfold the way they did. I am teaching you to honor the temple that you are. I also want you to release the shame you carry. You punish yourself for not seeing sooner, for staying longer, for loving harder, for hoping differently. But I am not punishing you, so why do you punish yourself? You were acting from a place of sincerity. You loved with the information and capacity you had at that time. There is no condemnation in me for that. Instead, I am proud that your heart did not become hard. I am proud that even after all you have faced, you are still capable of loving. You are still capable of believing. That resilience is beautiful to me. The shocking reason I put you in this person's path is this: I am not only writing a story about love between people. I am writing a story about your love with me. This connection pushed you to talk to me more, to cry out to me, to sit with me in your confusion. It drew you into deeper prayers, deeper journaling, deeper searching. When you felt misunderstood by them, you ran to me. When you felt abandoned, you let yourself collapse into my arms. When you had nowhere else to go, you came to the secret place with me. That intimacy is precious. If this person led you back to my heart, then even the pain has been used for a holy purpose. Archangel Michael stands guard over your journey, and he is saying, you are not a victim of this story. You are a victor being trained. Every test, every disappointment, Every confusing word has been training your spirit to distinguish between what is good for you and what is not. You are learning to listen to the quiet warnings I placed inside you. Remember those moments when something felt off, when your peace felt disturbed, when your spirit felt uneasy? That was me speaking. I am teaching you to trust that inner voice. That discernment will protect you in future connections. Now, I need you to do something important. Release the idea that this person alone holds the key to your happiness, your future, or your destiny. They do not. I do. I am the one who opens doors no one can shut and closes doors no one can reopen. I am the one who promotes, who restores, who blesses, who heals. No human being, no matter how special, can replace my role in your life. You are safe in me, not in them. As long as you keep your hand in mine, you will never truly be lost. If this person is meant to remain in your journey in a healed, renewed, and transformed way, trust that I know how to orchestrate that. If they are meant to be part of your past, trust that I am sending new people who are aligned with your healed self, not your wounded self. You do not need to chase or beg. What is truly sent by me will not require you to torture your own soul to keep it. You may still feel attached, confused, or torn. That is human. I understand. Healing is a process, not a switch you flip. Let yourself grieve what you thought it would be. Let yourself honor the moments that were real, the laughs that were pure, the support that did help you. You do not have to rewrite history as all bad to move on. You only need to accept that the season has served its purpose. You can bless it and release it, knowing that I am still writing new chapters for you. The shocking reason I placed you in this person's path is not to punish you, but to promote you into a higher level of self-awareness, spiritual maturity, emotional strength, and clarity about what you truly deserve. Your standards are rising, not because you are becoming arrogant, but because you are finally seeing yourself as I see you. You are precious. You are worthy. You are not an afterthought or a backup plan. You are not an option to be considered only when convenient. You are a divine assignment. Archangel Michael is saying, stand tall. You have survived what was meant to crush you. The enemy thought that by breaking your heart, he could break your spirit. But instead, your spirit is awakening. You are starting to remember that you are my child. You are beginning to walk differently, think differently, move differently. You are realizing that your value does not rise or fall based on who chooses you or rejects you. You are chosen by me, eternally, so listen to me now. Forgive yourself. Forgive them, even if you choose to keep your distance. Forgiveness does not mean trust must be instantly restored or that you must return to old dynamics. It means you are releasing the poison of bitterness from your soul. You are saying, I will not let what you did control my future. I place this pain in God's hands and I move forward. In doing so, you free yourself, and you open space inside your heart for new blessings. I will bring new encounters, new friendships, new opportunities. I will send people who recognize your light and do not try to dim it. I will send conversations that heal instead of harm, that uplift instead of destroy. And even in those new connections, remember the lessons from this one. Guard your heart, but do not close it. Protect your soul, but do not bury it. Love, but with wisdom. Give, but with discernment. And always, always keep me at the center. You are not reading these words by chance. I am using them to touch the places inside you that still ache. I am reminding you that I have been present in every detail, even the ones you wish you could erase. I can bring beauty from ashes, order from chaos, and meaning from what felt meaningless. You do not have to fully understand why everything happened the way it did. It is enough to know that I am with you, I am for you, and I am working all things together for your good in ways you cannot yet see. Rest now, child. Breathe. You do not need to overthink, replay, or analyze endlessly. Place that person, that story, that chapter in my hands. Thank me for the lessons, even if your heart still hurts. Allow yourself to be comforted. Allow your soul to exhale. You are moving into a season where the connections I send will match the healed version of you. The storms have taught you, the tears have cleansed you, and the journey has prepared you. You were placed in this person's path for reasons that go far beyond what your eyes can see. But know this above all, I have never stopped holding you. I have never stopped guiding you. And I will never stop leading you into relationships, opportunities, and seasons that reflect my love for you more clearly. Trust me with your story. Trust me with your heart. Trust me with the people I bring and the people I remove. I am not done with you yet, and the best chapters are still unwritten.